Hey, what is going on, you guys? I am back today with another video. I finally found the mythological creatures book. It was under my bed, so I'm going to be doing part 2 of that video today. I recently got a Blue Yeti. I was borrowing my friend Kylie's mic. She had the Blue Yeti Micro, or whatever it's called, and I got the Blue Yeti, the blue Midnight Blue, I think it's called, and it's really nice, so I'm super excited to start using it. You might be able to hear some of the cord noises right now, but I'm gonna fix that. That's gonna be a work in progress. But anyways, let's get straight into it. So I think we were like in the middle somewhere. Harold. I think we were at Griffins, so I'm gonna start with that. Okay. So, alright, let's see if I can read this like that. Okay. So, Persia was an exotic land, far from Greece, across the Aegean Sea and beyond the eastern mountains. It was a rugged place, with lofty, snow-covered peaks that were home to astonishing creatures called griffins. These fabulous beasts had the bodies of lions and the heads of huge birds, with elaborate crests and golden beaks. Their dazzling, iridescent wings beat the air with an unearthly whirring noise when they took flight. Otherwise, they were totally silent, never uttering a sound. Griffins built enormous nests of finely spun golden wire at the very summits of the most remote mountains. Their large eggs had shells veined with gold and studded with jewels. And during their entire lives, each pair of griffins produced only one egg. As a result, these wonderful creatures were incredibly rare. In fact, griffins were so seldom seen that many claim they did not even exist. Persian kings kept griffins to guard secret treasure chambers, where it was rumored they kept a collection of intact griffin eggs, the rarest, most precious treasure of all. When one of these guardian griffins died, its golden talons were removed and hollowed out to be fashioned into elaborate drinking cups, which were reserved only for Persian royalty. The great god Zeus kept a pair of griffins on Mount Olympus. He fed them with his own hands, and he tamed them and trained them to sit at the base of his throne, like a pair of enormous pet dogs. On ceremonial occasions, his wife Hera used them to draw her golden sky chariot, which made her the envy of all the other goddesses. Ooh. That's a picture of a griffin. Well, I know I want one as a pet now, so. There we go. Okay. Oh, I like this one. I remember this one from when I was younger. Oh yeah, I love these stories. Okay, so this one is, it's Argus, the watchman with 100 eyes. Okay. Alright. Although they were married, Zeus and Hera were not in love. She was a stately goddess who was very vain and proud, but she was a nagging wife. For his part, Zeus was always slipping away to earth for love affairs with mortal women or nymphs, which understandably infuriated Hera. Once, Zeus fell in love with a princess named Io? I don't know. When Hera became suspicious, Zeus changed Io into a cow to avoid his wife's wrath. Since Io was very beautiful, with lovely pale skin, she became a beautiful white cow, but a cow nonetheless. Hera was not deceived. She asked for a beautiful cow as a gift. And of course Zeus could not refuse. Then Hera sent a watchman to keep Io prisoner. His name was Argus, and he was a particularly good watchman, for in addition to his 2 eyes in their normal sockets, he had 98 other eyes scattered over his body. Since his 100 eyes slept at different times, it was impossible for Io to escape. Zeus wanted to help, so he sent the god Hermes to rescue her. Hermes was the patron of merchants and travelers, and he served as Zeus's personal messenger. He was the most cunning and sly of all the gods, and with wings on his cap and his feet, he was the swiftest as well. Hermes made friends with Argus. As they sat together watching Io, Hermes told stories. He made sure to speak slowly and softly, droning on and on until Argus became bored and sleepy, his eyes winking shut one by one. As soon as he heard snores, Hermes took his sword and sliced off Argus's head. Oh, it's kind of violent. Io was free, but Zeus let her remain a cow to protect her from Hera's anger, so that Zeus could never forget his infidelity. Hera took Argus's eyes and scattered them throughout the tail feathers of her favorite bird, the peacock. Oh, okay. Oh, funny how they tied these stories into real life things. Like, yeah, the peacock looks like it has eyes on its feathers. That's actually really cool. This is a big book. We still have like a good ways to go. Okay. All right. So, this one is the Sphinx. Here, I better show you guys a picture. Okay. I think this one has... Oh, interesting. Okay. So, Thebes was a prosperous Greek city, famous for its lofty Hera. Oh, read that wrong. For its lofty stone walls and 7 gates. But when its people neglected to worship the great goddess Hera, she sent a terrible demon to punish them. The Sphinx had the face of and flowing hair of a beautiful woman, but she had the muscular body and cruel claws of a powerful lioness, and the wings of a huge bird. The monstrous creature nested on top of the city ramparts, and flew down to block the road whenever anyone tried to approach one of the gates. She would then ask a riddle. If the wrong answer was given, the Sphinx tore apart the unfortunate traveler and devoured him. Since no one knew how to solve the puzzle, many people were killed and eaten. After a time, the people of Thebes, began to starve, for no food could be brought into the city. One day, a young traveler named Oedipus approached Thebes. From her high perch, the Sphinx saw him coming and swooped down on her great wings to block his path. What creature goes on 4 legs at dawn, 2 legs during the day, and 3 legs at dusk? She demanded. Oedipus thought for a moment, then responded. The answer is human beings. As babies, we crawl on all 4s. For most of our lives, we walk upright on 2 legs. And when we are old, we use a staff as a 3rd leg to support ourselves. The Sphinx's face darkened with rage as she let out a savage roar, for Oedipus had given the correct answer. Then she flew to the top of the lofty citadel and flung herself onto the rocks below. She was killed instantly, and Hera's curse was lifted. Oedipus was a good and noble young man, and in thanks the people of Thebes proclaimed him as their king. Oh, well. That was nice of them. Okay, so we got... Holy moly. Okay, I think this might get a part 3 video as well, because there's another 15 pages. Alright. do we have here? Don't know what that means. Oh, okay. Let's do one more. Okay. Okay. So, this one is Polyphemus, the Cyclops. Oh. Okay, so the Greek army sailed across the Aegean Sea on 1,000 ships to make war against the city of Troy in Asia Minor. After 10 years of bloodshed, the war was over and Troy was in ashes. But in their victory, the Greeks forgot to properly honor the gods. So Poseidon sent a hurricane to destroy their fleet. Tossed in every direction, only a few ships survived. One of them belonged to Odysseus, a Greek general, now lost with his men upon the vast ocean. One day they landed on a rocky island and decided to spend the night in a warm cave, little knowing that the island belonged to the Cyclops, a tribe of brutish giants. The cave was home to Polyphemus, a shepherd. Like all Cyclops, he was tall as an oak, and his limbs were as thick as tree trunks. He had but one staring eye in the middle of his face, and his favorite food was human flesh. When he returned and discovered the Greeks in his cave, Polyphemus took 2 of the men and devoured them, bones and all. The next morning, when he left with his goats, the Cyclops rolled a huge boulder over the cave entrance to imprison the rest of the Greeks. Then when he returned that evening, he ate 2 more men. Odysseus dared not kill the Cyclops while he slept, for only the giant could move the boulder. So the next night he offered Polyphemus some strong wine. After the Cyclops had drunk himself into a stupor, Odysseus took a sharpened stake and thrust it deep into the giant's horrible eye. Polyphemus shrieked in agony and staggered around, blindly groping for the men, but they hid among the goats. The next day the blinded Cyclops led out his flock. Odysseus and his men escaped by clinging upside down to the wool on the goats' bellies, where the giant could not feel them. Oh. Huh. And that's Polyphemus. Okay, well, I think that's it for this video, guys. We're at 13 minutes, so yeah, I think that's good for this one. I really hope you enjoyed that. I really like making these videos, so I'll definitely be making part 3, and maybe I'll find some more Greek mythology books. I really like doing these. So like and subscribe if you enjoy my videos, guys, and I'll see you soon for my next storytime video. Bye, guys.